seen so many incredible defense, turnaround games, clutch plays, intense game plays, and I'm expecting more, especially Team Evil is now going up against Sovereign SG. Now, Team Evil, as much as my memory recalls, it's powerful and Sayla remains the same in this lineup compared to the Season 8 one because Gear was RSG SG before.
Second half of
Second
RSG.
half, correct.
It feels as though, it feels as though Gear have been in Evil before, but I think it's not. Maybe my brain's just like playing tricks with me because Gear and Sayla were originally in the same team before. RSG Slate SG, remember that? RSG Slate. It was like
If it's the early seasons, then
I cannot remember how long ago was that. Really, I cannot remember. It was like a short little combination, but then there was also Slate, which is under Avium and so on and so forth.
But with that history, I think chemistry will be there.
Chemistry-wise, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, correct.
Especially since Gear has reclaimed his EXP lane.
Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. I do believe before he was wrong.
He was.
No. Powerful was wrong. Sorry.
Powerful was wrong. Yeah. So at one point in time, if
no, in RSGSG, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, RSG. RSG wise, he was always roam.
Roam.
He just
That's
came in to take over the roam position.
So you're saying he's actually an EXP player.
He's actually an EXP player.
Okay.
But for some reasons, a small part of me actually remembered, and I'm not too sure whether I'm right or not, Gear is not actually originally EXP, but a jungler.
That flexibility.
If I am not wrong, okay? If I'm not wrong.
Okay.
I am like maybe like about 30% sure. Like a part of me just have like this inkling that Gear like jungled before, played jungle for something before, or like trialed for a team for jungle before. But yeah, don't mark my words.
But in my side, this is the first time I'm going to see him in that role. So I'm interested to see how he will be able to show up in his, let's say, comfort role right now because he's coming back to his original EXP lane. So here we go. On the other side, Kimi opens up again. Okay, so we have seen one loss in Kimi so far in this game.
This has been a win.
Yep.
It has
now, previous is win. Now, this is the second time in the second half we have seen a Kimi first pick. So, Sovereign SG going to secure this one now. Badang, they actually banned the Badang this time around. Now, Evil on the other side. Phobius again is open. Oh, Kalea is banned. Okay, Zushin is open.
Phobius is open. Harif is open.
Yes.
There could be a very good chance. Yeah. Okay. There's a very good chance that Harif will be
still
picked.
Hayabusa, right?
I
mean, the picks of the Hayabusa has been the priority still.
I mean, it's Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
We have seen Vincent before.
Sure.
So Hayabusa on him kind of makes sense. We have no doubts about that. So we still don't. It's still the picks are still all over the place. It doesn't really quite show us a pattern just yet. Hasn't really shown like, okay, we gotta go for this, we must go for that. It's still relatively flexible. Not exactly when it comes down to picks flexible, but it's more of win-con flexible. So for SSG, they have already locked down who they want for the EXP, the mid, and the jungle. There's not much of a change that we should be expecting. So it's just the roam as well as the marksman that we are lacking coming in from SSG. We'll kind of dive down and talk about that in a short bit. While as for the side of for Evil, they have the jungler as well as the gold lane. If they want to kind of look on the opposite side, okay. Flexibility. So it's either you look for the roam or you look for the EXP. You gotta fill that up, fill that one slot so that it makes it a little bit more difficult for SSG to go out for the ban. Because Evil now, they have a very simple banning phase. It's either we want to ban the marksman or we want to ban for more EXP/roam. In this case, I think that marksman will be very good. Having a Moskov out of the picture or and even the Granger out of the picture will kind of force SSG in a very tough spot.
Plus, of course, they want a Harriet has an advantage already in the gold, and
Yep.
they want to really double it down with this marksman bands coming in from Team Evil.
Yep.
Now, speaking of the rest of the roles here, Team Evil still doesn't have the mid lane as well as the EXP here. CC can be one. At least CC can also
For
dive
SSG?
into the
Or
for
for Evil?
Evil.
Okay, I think it can definitely be a good pick because you're going up against the Phobias. You
Yes.
want to win the lanes. There's another thing that you can do though is that you purposely stack up the lineups so that you force SSG to pick up a carry. So in this case, you already have the high loss. Pick up yet another tanky hero such as a glue. You kind of make the opponents want to go for a carry because there's such a tanky front lines. So you put the carry in such a difficult spot against the Harif even more, like just going all ham. However though, not necessarily glue must be picked because right now we still have got the mage that is unpicked from SSG.
Speaking, mage is.
Oh
Kimi.
wait, Kimi!
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but yes, Garakatcha, yes, for sure. This is the combo we have seen very effective previous season, the Phobius and the Garakatcha, and you explained it very well a while ago that Phobius just getting the attention of the enemy team there and follow up with the AOG. It's pretty simple, very effective here. With this combo coming from SSG now that Kimi has been revamped as well, double down with that, traction pulse.
Very flexible lineup that they have got. They are very area denial style. Bennett's Rage and the Nibiru's Passion will completely shred anyone that gets caught in the AOG plus the traction pulse. I think this is pretty okay. My only problem is initiation. Same thing is more of a counter engage, leaving the AOG for later on. So because of that, actually having a revitalize onto the Phobius might actually be a pretty good idea so that you can double revitalize tech in and kind of play around it. But looks like Evil
glue.
actually want to go for the glue, so very tanky front lines.
And can hold the Phobius in the lane. So
that's
we've
right.
seen how glue can really harass the lane there as well. So so I think both teams pretty much have a great draft here.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I don't have anything
True.
against the draft. It's just a little bit of a change of a battle spell, perhaps, that makes things a little bit easier and a little bit better. Phobius item builds maybe might want to go for a little bit of a change in order to be extra tankier when it opens out the brush, just so that he has some more raw defense and raw HP. That's probably the only thing.
You mentioned double revitalize. Somehow I can agree because with Vincent on the Hayabusa, it's the backline is here of the side of SSG is very vulnerable with that battle spell being locked in. So I think
Not
they
a problem
can.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. Team Evil, first time I'm going to see gear on the EXP as well. Now they are going up against Sovereign SG. Now this is again a best of one series here. So far we've seen the challenger teams frequent loss. Loss after loss in this situation. So this is the time wherein they must need to have a win. But this time around, Team Evil, top 2 on previous season.
Oh, okay. So at this point in time, it seems like Kong has decided to still stick onto the Flicker. So it seems they want. Okay, so the problem about Flicker here is that yes, you have a very good defensive capability of just running away, but it also do allow you to be aggressive. However, the aggressive tool of the Flicker for a Phobius feels like a bait because you don't want technically to be initiating unless you find a really good opportunity to do that. But in most cases, like 80% or 90% of the chances, you won't use it aggressively. So if you want to go for defensive cases, a Vengeance or in this case a Revitalize would have probably been better as you're playing for your team.
Or they're very confident that they are going to win team fight and go for the chase. Let's see. I mean, you have a Joy. Joy, again...
Pick up the chase, yeah.
Yeah, so in order to be aligned in that aggressive play, then Flicker is going to be used. But let's see on how they be able to execute that one. But so far, usually with having a Kimi in your lineup, you do the aggressive plays around this time, but we haven't seen that one yet for the side of Sovereign SG.
Unfortunately, I think that the more I think about it, I think that the use of a flicker for the Phobius is actually more or less became a deal breaker for me. It changes the entire way
Yeah.
that Sovereign SG will now have to play, because now Carax will be forced in the later situations to be the one that kind of opens up the map. Well,
So,
maybe we'll see how, right? Maybe we'll see how they decide to play around this.
So far, Evil is now into the pit. Great zone here for Gear as well. Romeo and the rest is going to take it, but there's too late.
Yep, easy turtle for them, but in the meantime, a big skirmish. Powerful quickly puts up the pathway and gets himself running away. Gear is the only one that actually went down surprisingly, and Sovereign SG didn't even do much from that point in time. Kong actually aggressively takes up the aggro, and I don't think that Team Evil was expecting this. Yeah, wait, Kong gets a kill! Oh, the powerful Vincent returns a kill down on the Kong. Beautiful return and fight back.
Wow, the counterplay here for Vincent. Do you think you can outplay me? I'll outplay you also here. Team Evil and Sovereign SG, both teams showing aggressiveness here in the early stage of the game. Remember, that is going to be the turtle being secured by Team Evil. Sovereign SG trying to take their own aggressive way with that kill, but Vincent just did outplay on that Hayabusa.
That's the mechanics that we're talking about. The micro play. In fact, this is a team when it comes to Team Evil, it's a lot more micro than we expected. But in the meantime, down in the bottom lane, completely hammered this pony of hell.
Oh, I like that one. So you have gold lane having a kill. So you need that advantage as early as possible, especially against an Harith here on the bot side. So far, Gear, we've seen him on the glue. I think he is pretty much doing okay. The aggressiveness coming in from the glue gives information for the side of Team Evil when it comes to a team fight. But speaking of information, I think Sovereign SG lacking down here on the bot side.
And just like that, it does seem like we do have a CC immunity coming from the side of
Oh my!
Purify. He's gonna be A-okay for now, but he's still definitely under the turret, so he's pretty safe. But dealing damage on the Carax is definitely difficult because of the revitalized Creo Meow. He's safe for now. We do have the latch on coming in from Gear as he managed to help bring down Night Shiki, while Creo Meow finds himself taken down by Sayla. As now Team Evil hovers around Sovereign SG and collapses upon them, and it's not gonna stop even underneath the turret's nose, claiming that triple for Sayla.
Wow, what a dive from Team Evil. Very confident on that aggressive play here at the bot side. But so far now, Pogi Ako was picked off early in that situation. That made Team Evil decide to go full force to go for the pickoff.
Boy, oh boy. This is the second turtle that is upcoming.
Yep.
Team Evil do have a small little advantage of 1,000 gold. It can definitely swing the other side, but we do have a high percent power to come in very soon. The Traction Pulse is just going to be pulling everyone else into the center. Well, no death has been incurred just yet. With a quick little latch on right down onto Kong. It does seem that Phobius is not going to be bothered by this by a single bit. The turtle is going to go down, and it does seem like we have 1% that managed to get it, and that is Pogi Ako. They gotta have to move back because they have already won this initiation, or rather they have won this fight already.
Yeah, great retreat there, almost. Carax been, yeah. I think they managed to kill Vincent though. So Team Evil, despite of course they have they have taken turtle, right? No, it's actually Sovereign SG.
Sovereign got the turtle.
So for sure Sovereign SG has the upper hand in that game. So Vincent, he has been taken down in that situation. I think he needs his flanking maneuver also to be very effective here, especially flanking on the back side. But it's very difficult, you know. I mean, the defense coming in from Carax as well. He has got a Kacha. We've seen him with the Revitalize, as you mentioned. He has a saving grace, especially for those prolonged team fights. So Team Evil, on the other side, Gear will be able to pick off here anyone, especially Creo Meow here in the Kimi. It's hard to reach him on the back side.
I think that there's quite a bit of bit of difficulty to actually jump over to the back lines
Yeah.
for most of these players, right? I mean,
Vincent, yeah.
Vincent is the only one that can realistically be able to do that. But I'm really just concerned about how revitalized tech is gonna come in. In the meantime, Gear as the glue melted down because of the Kimi plus the Beatrix combination. Definitely a lot of firepower. The artillery going in onto these tanky front lines is not a problem at all.
Oh. Speaking of artillery, on the other side, Team Evil though, look at Sayla. 401 already on that Novaria, just silently having this backup on the damage!
Oh, it
Okay.
bounced to the creep waves.
Unfortunately. But look at this focus fire here by SSG on the top side. Great defense. I mean, Van still has the Zaman Force. I'm not sure if they're going to force this one for the side of SSG.
I mean, there is a turtle after all, so I think that just waiting for the perfect time for the fight would ultimately be the best case scenario. They have information that SSG have at least 3 people around the turtle's pit until now. As now we do have Krumel to join into the fray. It does definitely deal a decent amount of damage, especially when it comes down to the traction pulse. Did not really pull anyone though, but on the backside we do have Gear that did manage to get a latch on onto Night Shiki. Brings him down immediately, as even under the turret, that's not going to be a problem. Kong stayed alive for an extended period of time, buying enough time as Team Evil were preoccupied with him. With the AOG from Karax just jumping right in front of the turret, not exactly within of the turret, would have been better if it's just right underneath it.
And no one died here for the side of Team Evil. Look at the shadow kill once again. Creo, meow, there you go. I think this is one of Vincent's favorable target here. That's going to be Kermao on that Kimi, but he did have the flicker though. He could avoided that ultimate coming in from Vincent. But anyway, he was been taken down. That team fight was really in favor for the side of Team Evil. They had a turtle buff as well. Tower on the top side has been taken down as well. So Team Evil, they are on the right track here. They had the advantage of gold economy again. The team fight here, Karax.
Oh, he's not down yet, but Pogiako, he's going for the backlines, looking initially for Sayla. But a quick maneuver from Sayla as well as the flicker got him right out of dodge. But Kong now overly committed now. He have no choice but to go all the way in. None of the members from Sovereign can do anything here.
Yeah, he's dead for sure. Kong's out.
No, that's not necessary, unfortunately.
I think that committal coming in from Sovereign SG, because Pogiako already used that bait. So it's not you mentioned not necessary. Yes, I agree. Not necessary to really prolong the team fight there. And unfortunately, Gear has latched onto him. So Pogiako and the rest here of SSG trying to defend on the bottom side this time around. Powerful. Okay, easily gets out.
Yep, even though he got hit with the traction pulse,
yeah,
not a problem. I think that this is one of those games where we see a Novaria that is doing very well. Right?
Yes,
all these snipes are working greatly. Kong, unfortunately, down on the bottom side, was not able to defend the T2 turret, but that's just a small little problem.
This is one of the best Hayabusa gameplays we have seen so far, Abstract. The split push,
now, yeah,
the split push, flanking maneuvers, the pick-off, solo kills. It's there for the side of Vincent.
Probably best Novaria too, actually. For now. I can't even remember who was the one that played Novaria the previous time. But maybe it was Sayla. Maybe he just outdid himself.
I think it was Sayla.
It was Sayla?
I think so.
Oh,
I think
wait.
So.
No, it was Melon.
Melon?
Yeah, it was Melon. It was Melon.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember it's Melon now.
He did. I think Sayla did the Vexana. Is one of his comfort fixes.
Sayla had Kagura as one of his signatures.
Wow,
but unfortunately that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, long time ago is unrelated now. But Sayla has also played Loi to a pretty good extent. I will say that these 3 heroes, inclusive of Novaria, is one of the few heroes that we've seen him play a lot. At one point in time, Lilia too.
Now they're going to force their way into the middle lane. Clear waves with that rage. But while the Lord is on the bot side, all ultimates are up here except for Cleo Meow. Will they be able to hold though with the Lord pushing through?
And now we do have Carax. He's hoping that he'll be able to put himself in front of the enemies as much as possible to revitalize his pop,
Okay.
but it's all for himself, unfortunately. He even have to pop the AOG to get himself out. Although I gotta have to say it's a lot invested from Carax, but
Yes.
it's more than enough to make sure that the T3 at the bottom lane stays alive. But
Nah.
what's all that's worth for if the bottom lane is still gonna crash in again, now with no AOG and now with no revitalize?
Oh, this is a big win for Team Evil, and they are not retreating as of the moment. They want some kills here, and Vincent almost, but stopped his combo for a moment. So Gear and the rest of the team, they have going to win.
What was that? Flicker Gear as he went in, overly aggressive, but somehow not punished, completely unpunished. As now he do have a latch on. He pulls Trio Meow
What?
out of the fountain as he got killed by the fountain itself. So that is that one sacrifice, 1 for 2 actually. So now Powerful is taking the front lines. He's trying to do whatever he can, but Vincent!
Wow! Just like that, Abstract.
It's the Hayabusa! It's the Vincent! It's the Hayabusa! No, wait, it's a Vincent, no, it's a Hayabusa. No, it is a Vincent.
What's up with this guy?
It's not an aeroplane for sure.
What? Yeah.
Vincent!
Vincent! But man, I think, yeah, we mentioned, right, one of the best Hayabusa gameplays we've seen so far in the match, and I think it can pull by the high tier teams. Flash
Fair.
can do it.
Fair.
Team Evil can do it.
It's all micro then.
Yes.
Exactly as you said, right?
Yes.
Micro is all mechanic based. As long as we are able to see, like, being able to fully use the resources that Hayabusa can cater to the team, you can pull off something great. And we can't even say that Evil was dominating throughout the entire game. In fact, there has been glimpses of where Evil were having a bit of difficulties dealing with the map, but eventually, slowly but surely, they gotten some of their controls back. They got the top lane, they got the bottom lane. Hayabusa split pushes here and there. Eventually got themselves the game with great plays, great kills as well. Despite this composition, this opponent composition is so packed. It's a game where they want to be together as long as possible.
Yes.
And of course, be together. And theoretically speaking, Evil's lineup don't have anyone that severely punishes them in a whole, right? Like, let's say everyone stands in the exact same pixel from SSG. What possibly can Evil do? Okay, Sailor, Astrosphere. That's one. Ven's Synchrophission. That's 2. Gear's very slow but steady damage coming in from the split. No, not split. The pull. Not pull.
Slam.
Slam. Yes.
Yeah.
The slam. Powerful's very slow DOT damage from the Ring of Punishment. Vincent's shurikens. Are they all big ultimates?
No.
So they don't have very high base damage. So even if all of these SSG members were to stand together, it's very unlikely for all of them to die together. And this is a very, very rare case, right? So SSG, they can move together as an absolute unit, as a tank, whatever that they want, right? But of course, then they lose out some of the lanes here and there. So this is all up to Evil, how they want to play around the maps. And that is possibly how they manage to release themselves off of the pressure because of the Hayabusa that splits off lanes.